3 secrets to avoid dry text conversations. Alright, hold on. More Hamza. Let's go. I like Hamza. He's my favorite YouTuber.
Me after 4 days, yes! I'm gonna respond straight away, that'll get her. Don't do it, Jeffrey, don't do it. Oh. No response yet, and so Jeffrey starts to stalk her Instagram story. She's with another guy. Yeah, they're just friends. Yeah, they're just friends. Oh, fuck, that just gave me a fucking red pill, bro.
Why is he always wearing a bathrobe with a hood on it?
The fucking intro right here. There was a girl, like I sound horrible by saying this, but she had like more of a beta male version of me. Like he looked like me, but less attractive and less confident. And he and her had a 48-day Snapchat streak, like story thing. Like, so they had texted each other every single day for 48 days.
Who's texting each other? Wait, people text each other on Snapchat. What's going on there?
Which is like, what, 2 months almost? And every single time she would put me on her story at nighttime in the back of her car, he would start blowing up her phone there. And every single time I would see her even be repulsed by this guy's messages and send him the same messages back. What, it's Hamza, he's just my friend. I was just her friend. And she was naked when she sent that message to him. Adonis.
This guy just makes shit up.
Adonis notices Anastasia walking past him.
Adonis.
Gives her a confident smile.
This is so bizarre. This is so fucking weird, dude.
And then he goes right back to his work. Anastasia is left wondering why he isn't running up to her like all of the Jeffreys. But it makes sense. He is the ultimate male after all, and work is his priority.
Okay, so the way to get the girl is to like show her no interest whatsoever and make her like feel really insecure and doubt herself and fulfill none of her needs whatsoever. That's the worst fucking advice I've ever seen in my life.
She's waiting and waiting and waiting for his text message. And when it finally comes, my God, what a text that is. Instantly, she is so excited to see him. How did Adonis command this much attraction from...
It's like, this is like the thing that they always say, like the way to like get women is to show them no interest whatsoever. But like, what is this situation anyway? So like they work together or they're in the library or some shit. And they also text but she doesn't text him first either, even though she's interested in him. Like this story, this fan fiction is really weird, guys. I don't really understand it. I can't follow it that well.
Anastasia just from his singular text message. That's what Adonis is going to teach us today. Before we begin, you need to admit that you are someone who probably needs this advice in this video. You need to hold your hand up right now because most guys can't do this. Most guys are Jeffreys and they can't even admit that they're not like excellent in a certain area. You need to hold your hand up and say, you know what? I often do get into dry conversations through text. I often do text a girl and the attraction that we may have had just diminishes.
I think like texting is kind of a different sort of environment, but if someone judges you that, like, you know, if someone, especially someone you've already met, loses interest over fucking texting when they liked you in person, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I don't think that's very common.
Because I'm not amazing at texting before. I've never really actively improved my texting game. I just text however my default Jeffrey brain tells me to do. And it's not been that effective so far. If you can relate to that experience, you need to hold your hand up and just kind of say like, yeah,
well, if that's you, then why are you giving me this advice? You don't sound very qualified.
Well, I kind of need this video. Most guys will never do this. They've got this arrogant sense of like, yeah, I'm so sick, a girl should like me. And then they're lonely. They stay like that forever. When I was 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, I totally admitted to myself that I wasn't good with girls and that I need to constantly keep improving so that I could get what I want, which was love and relationships. I had that humility to hold my hand up and say, I need to improve this area of my life. And that's why I made progress. There's 3 secrets that we're going to cover. And one of these is my best one, my personal.
I mean, I don't remember having like a moment where I was like, man, I suck with girls. It was like I sucked with girls, and through talking to more girls and dating more girls, I sucked less. It wasn't really like, I didn't really think about it, but he like sat down when he was like 17 years old and like made a list of I guess like hyperbolic time chamber training that he can do to learn how to talk to women, and I guess that worked for him, so good on him.
One that no one has ever told you about because it's gonna seem so silly that every other YouTuber, every other person you've ever asked for dating advice, they'll think that it's weird. You try it once and you'll be like, oh shit, okay, this is how I'm gonna text for the rest of my life. My friend Sam has done this, and every single time he uses this certain like tactic that I taught him, he always comes to me and like we always laugh about how stupid it is, but how it just has worked to actually get what we want. Most guys will never have the confidence to do it because it seems a bit weird. But first of all, the first secret to avoiding dry conversations, and this was something that I did so many times, stop asking boring ass questions. Never ever will you ever ask a girl, trust me, never ask a girl ever again, what you up to, haha. That used
I start every single day, my girlfriend texts me in the morning saying like, hey, how are you? What are you doing today? I guess this is for like people you just met, but there's no wrong way to start a conversation with someone who's legitimately like interested in you in any real capacity. If they get offended at like a boring first message, which is obviously just a way to sort of break the ice or whatever, then they probably just don't really want to talk to you anyway, right? Like, hey, what's up or whatever. It's a fine way to start a fucking conversation. You don't have to over fucking think it that much. If they want to talk to you, they'll respond, and you know, you'll like naturally seek into something more interesting.
To be my first message that I would send to girls on Tinder. I remember that I finally got 2 matches on Tinder, bro. I made my account. It took me like 3 days. This was, 16, 17 years old. I got 2 matches of girls that weren't even attractive, and I sent them both. What you up to? Haha. Both of them disappeared the next time I opened the app.
Well, I mean, I guess on Tinder, Like on Tinder, you do sort of have to like differentiate yourself a little bit. That, yeah, sure. But I was thinking more like people who you already are sort of talking to. Like once you get past the first message hurdle, you know, maybe you're messaging someone like the next day or something.
And I was like, no. You know, if one disappeared, she could have unmatched me, but there's no way that both of them unmatched me, bro. I went onto the little cog icon. I clicked on that, went onto the help. I sent their tech support a ticket saying that I've mysteriously lost
This never happened.
my matches. I'm gonna say again, my texting was so dry that I lost both of my matches in an event that felt like there was a tech issue. Never ever will you ever ask a girl, hey, what you doing? Haha. There was another girl that I met from Tinder. I told this story just recently. And my friend helped me to get her phone number. Like I asked them what to say. I got her phone number. And our conversation.
I will say, like, there is like a lot of pressure on men on like dating apps to like, you know, be interesting at the beginning, but there's absolutely none on fucking women. The first messages from women are always very boring. It's always literally that. It's always like, hey, how are you? Hi, how are you? Nothing more. Like Bumble is the worst app ever because women don't know how to send the first message. Oh, thanks so much, Shane Harper. Sorry for the weird super chat earlier. I don't even know who you are. But what are your thoughts on dating app? I feel like they're a huge double-edged sword. I mean, I use them. I don't know. To be honest, without them, I'd probably be a fucking virgin. So I can't really knock them. I've met every single one of my girlfriends on dating apps. Girl who I know who I'm going out with now, I met 4 years ago on fucking Tinder. So, you know, I feel like in the world that we live in today, where half of like the fucking population are just hopelessly socially awkward and don't really know how to initiate. And initiating is the key thing. It's the hardest part of getting to know anyone, whether as a friend or like potentially romantically. They are amazing for breaking the ice, except obviously there's this massive gender imbalance, which makes it incredibly depressing unless you pay a ton of fucking money. I think they're great for women because you can be very selective. You have like, you know, your pick of anyone, you don't have to spend a cent, and they're incredibly exploitative of like men.
Like it actually, like, you know, was for a long period of time because she never rejected me. She just, you know, gave me dry conversation. And every single day I would message her, hey, what you doing? And she would literally reply, TV space U, the letter U question mark XX. And oh my god, she's replying, oh wow, no, she's watching Jimmy Goes. Do you think I ever even met her in person? Never mind even dating her or sleeping with her.
What was the message?
Do you think I U question mark XX?
I mean, yeah, that's the end of the conversation. Obviously, if someone says TV U XX, I don't know what the fuck that means, but I don't respond to people who don't put effort into their responses to me most of the time, even if I really like them.
And oh my god, she's replying, oh wow, no, she's watching Jimmy Goes. Do you think I...
Like, the thing that people like, women included, obviously, is showing interest, like genuine interest. Like what gets me involved in conversation with someone, like a dating app or something, is that they fucking respond in a way that shows they're actually interested. Like they put a little bit of effort into their fucking responses or something.
Ever even met her in person? Never mind even dating her or sleeping with her. Obviously not. The guy that these girls are sleeping with, I'm not asking them these boring ass questions, like taking an interest in their lives. I know that seems silly.
Yeah, they probably are actually. They probably are. That happens all the fucking time. This happens constantly. Like people start conversation with like a simple, hey, what's up? How are you? Because the idea is that like the first message doesn't have to be super interesting or whatever. It's that the conversation flows from the response. You get some more material to use in your response. Maybe they'll throw you a fucking bone and give you a better like response. Like you have a limited spectrum of like first messages, and you definitely should not send like a fucking pickup line or something, which he's probably going to suggest.
Because I know that every other piece of advice that you've probably seen online, what's like the blue pill, good boy feeling that all these other people have told you on how to attract girls. Oh, take an interest in them. No, absolutely not. I'm telling you right now, that's not the...
Don't take an interest in... If you don't take a fucking interest in someone, they're not going to want to fucking talk to you. This shit doesn't work how these people think it does.
Way to attract a girl at all. Think about it. What is the usual common experience of a girl who's kind of annoyed at the guy who keeps fucking her and won't commit? That kind of guy. Is he there like taking an interest? Oh my god, okay, so you've got science class and then maths class and then you're gonna watch TV. No, he's literally just taking an interest in himself. That kind of guy is quite selfish. And the thing is, women won't ever be able to openly admit these things. This is why we don't ever take advice from women.
You say that the guy is selfish, okay? You see like selfish? I don't really think so. If he doesn't want a relationship, it doesn't particularly mean he's selfish. It just means he doesn't want a relationship. Like, you can want a relationship and be selfish, you know? I mean, selfish men are like the number one cause of relationships because they just want someone who they can like conceive of as their fucking property. So I'm not sure about that.
Because most women, I'd say about 99%, can't really pinpoint what they're actually attracted to. Women will say, oh, you know, I really want the guy who cares about me. Every guy that they're fucking is quite selfish and self-interested. So asking these questions to take an interest in her life, it's not what the guys are doing that she's actually falling for. So what are they doing? Well, they're using secret number 2, which is to be playful, flirty, and sexual. These guys are not asking her...
That's a very vague secret.
These dry questions, like, oh wait, what are you going to do after science class? The kind of guys that are actually sleeping with these girls, actually dating these girls are obsessed with. These girls are like crying because this guy's not replying. Guess what these guys actually are like? They don't care about what she's doing. They're just having like a...
Literally, like, it's so fucking opposite with everyone I have ever been with that it is so fucking jarring. It is really fucking jarring. Like if someone likes you, they want you to talk to them. Like they want you to the fucking, you should, if you're actually like really into someone, at least for me, like you have like a running conversation that never ends all fucking day. So I really don't fucking get it. And it's not like the kind of people that I date. I date all kinds of fucking people. You know, they're not like all like, you know, politicized feminist women and shit like that. It's a huge difference. And people, if they like you, women obviously fucking included, they will want to talk to you. And they want you to talk to them. They don't want you to fucking like make them like fucking like desperate for you to respond to them or something, because that's not going to make them desperate. It's going to make them lose interest because they'll think that you're not interested, or they'll just think that you're a fucking flake or an asshole or something.
Fun time messaging her and like playing around with her. So far we've covered that you're not going to act like the guys who get left on red, which is taking an interest in their life, because that's not attractive, even though every girl will tell you it is. It's so weird because it's like I'm telling you to do something which girls will tell you doesn't work, and yet it will work. You'll never find a girl who's totally obsessed with the guy who takes an interest in their lives. Just as simple as that. If there is anyone like that,
you'll never find a girl who's totally obsessed with the guy who takes an interest in their lives. Okay, I gotta say, I don't really see this in any relationship that I've ever had with anyone ever, or anyone who I've ever gone out with or whatever. People like you to talk with them if they're interested in you. Obviously, if they're interested in you is a big if or a but, right? But you got to get over the hurdle of, you know, the initial interest by talking to them anyway. So I just don't get it. I just don't understand where these people are coming from. He wants to sell like books and like shit like that. So
like that. It's usually that the guy's really feminine, the girl's really masculine, and the guy's just obsessed with her and while she wants to go and do her career and shit, which probably isn't the kind of relationship that you want. If you're a masculine guy, you want a feminine woman, you want a woman who's more taking an interest in you whilst you take an interest in your work. So the way to then text a girl is to always hold this kind of like funny, flirty, playful attitude when you text her. There's no dry, oh, what are you gonna do? It's more like, I bet you're stepping on snails right now. That's a fucking random one. I bet like, that's like, just try that, bro. Instead of ever asking to go, oh, what are you doing right now? Literally just send her the message. I bet you're stepping on snails right now. Like they're sending.
No, don't do that. Especially not to someone who you're like, as like a first Tinder message, like a Hail fucking Mary. Maybe. No, just ask what she's fucking doing, man. Ask what she's doing, right? She'll tell you what she's doing. She'll ask what you're doing. You guys can comment on something that you said to each other, and then a conversation flows from that. That's fine. That's how conversations work. It's normal. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Come on.
That's your first Tinder message. I guarantee you'll get more responses than, hey, how are you doing? To attract a woman, it isn't even about making her like you. Every guy who's actually successful with women knows this, and every guy who's not good with women, maybe you, doesn't know this. Every fuckboy, every player, the guys who have been ultra successful with women know what it is. You don't have to make a woman like you. You just have to make a woman emotionally invested into you.
This is like manipulation. You don't have to, like, she doesn't need to like you, she just needs to be invested. Someone who likes you will be emotionally invested in you. Why would you want someone who's like emotionally invested in you, but who doesn't like you? What does that even look like? It sounds like someone who sees you as like a fucking rival, not like a lover. That's weird. His relationship to women is like the relationship of Ash to Gary. What the fuck?
You have to simply make her think more about you, and she will fall for you. It's as simple as that. You have to take up more brain space for her. The little chump who's one-dimensional and takes an interest in her and just asks her how she's doing. Well, he doesn't take up that space because she's just thinking, oh yeah, it's boring chump, he's not mysterious. Yep, that's what I expected him to say. I expected him to send me a chumpy message. He did. Okay, sweet. So, you know, confirmed. No need to think about him anymore. But Chad, why won't he reply back? And why did he just reply back with like a seemingly insult? Now she's thinking about this Chad guy, and she's taking his screenshot, sending it to her friends. Like, what does this mean? Oh, did he say something about stepping on snails? What does it mean? You make her think about something. You act
like, is this woman 14 years old? Is this woman 14? Sorry, is she 14 years old? I'm really confused right now, man.
Playful and flirty and a little bit sexual. I bet you're watching stepbrother porn right now. Now, obviously, you've got to know your audience. No, dude. This guy is just making shit up to like for a YouTube video, right? And it's so easy to do this. It's so fucking easy to do this. I should make like a dating grifter channel or something and do this myself. This is bizarre. And you don't want to do this with some girls who's going to be offended or something. But the thing is, the guy who's actually getting this girl doesn't even give a shit if she's offended. You don't need to like steal my lines, but you need to just come up with something that actually makes you laugh. The whole point of this is that you're this like...
Why wouldn't you give a shit if she's offended? This is like someone who you're like trying to like form some sort of like romantic link with. Why wouldn't you care if they're offended? This is psychopath shit.
Authentic, high-value guy who's literally just doing whatever you want.
You're supposed to care about them. That's the whole thing.
Completely copy my sentences, but find something that literally makes you laugh. Like you can't stop laughing as you're about to send it to her. Like you're just playing with her, you're just teasing her. And when you've done that, I guarantee that if this girl is actually attracted to your norm...
I should make videos like this, man. Like you could just blurt out one of these in like a day, upload it, you know, get like 1 million views, like a sponsorship or something, sell your product, your school products or whatever. That's great.
natural masculine energy. She's gonna be totally into you. She's gonna text you back something great and she's gonna take an interest in you. And this is actually where most guys fuck up. So you may have done this before. You may have actually been quite attractive to a girl. She's actually texting you. She's interested in you. It seems all great. You might even go meet up.
I'm gonna guess, okay? I'm not 100% sure, but I think his advice here is gonna be, if she's texting you, like, you know, don't seem too enthusiastic. Don't talk to her back too much, which is also bad advice. Someone who's texting you a lot is doing it because they want to talk to you a lot, obviously. People don't like just someone who intentionally does not fulfill their needs. It's not a good way to like get them to like you.
And then she just kind of disappears. She stops replying. She starts ghosting you. So many guys have been through this and they don't realize the most important secret that we need to cover, which is my special one, which will save you from this experience of, you know, actually doing well with a girl and then falling off. The guys who know what to do at this point usually won't tell you because, you know, if I tell you this, you're going to start like taking more girls and I don't want you to do that. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, and it's going to seem weird and you're not going to implement it, but maybe 1% of people who watch this video are going to implement it and actually think, okay, fuck, I'm going to use this tactic for the rest of my life. And are you ready? Secret number 3, and the most important, most weird that you're probably not going to implement because you're too soft for this. Do not let her burn the conversation to the ground. Quite frankly, a lot of girls are boring as fuck. Most guys will let a woman take the lead. If
the woman is boring as fuck and you don't like talking to her, then maybe you shouldn't be pursuing her. Is that a weird thing? Is that a weird thing to say? I feel like it's a pretty normal, logical thing for me to say.
A girl will take interest in them. You know, the guy said something nice or the guy's like attractive. And the girl will send them a message like, oh, so what are you up to right now? Hey, how you doing? The girl will ask these questions. And guys will get so excited. Oh my God, guys, she's asking me questions. Whoa, she's taking an interest. I'm going to reply. Yeah, I'm good. How are you? No reply. She sent you a message asking how you are. You reply because she's just taking an interest in you. And then she doesn't reply to you. What? Most guys don't understand what the fuck just happened. Because some girls, when they start to lead the text message conversation and they start to ask you the question, and it's natural for you to answer and then ask them, oh, what do you think about the same topic? It is boring. Guess what? Most guys...
I mean, if someone's asking you how you're doing, and you respond with how you're doing, and then you ask them how you're doing, that is the perfect fucking lead-in for a further conversation. When I do that, they respond to me, and we talk more.
Guys would do, and it's the worst thing possible to do to maintain or even grow her attraction. It's something that you do all the time, even though it seems common sense. She asks a question. Guess what most guys do? They answer the question. Most guys, by answering her shitty, boring question, will make the conversation just die out.
If you don't answer someone's question, they're going to be like, hey, why didn't you answer my fucking question? Hey, I asked you a question. Like, it's just weird. They're not gonna like that.
Because now you're in this boring conversation of, oh, how are you? So you wanna know what secret number 3 actually looks like in a practical sense, and you might not even have the confidence to do this because it seems quite socially abnormal. She will ask you a boring ass question. This will come up, it's almost a trap, and you move on as if she hasn't even said that. You just move on to the next thing that you wanted to say. What are you doing tonight? Are you free at 6 p.m? It's gonna seem a little bit like you're autistic. This is why most guys don't have the confidence for this, because she's gonna ask a question, and the normal social thing to do is to respond to the question and move on. No. She's gonna ask this boring ass question, and you're gonna reply with something that's just instantly more exciting and attractive, even though it seems like it's so weird, like you've not...
I mean, being immediately asked out after you ask someone how they're doing is probably not going to work unless you have like you've already been talking to this person for a while. It's probably a bad idea in general.
Answered this question. Girls are so attracted to a guy who does this that they don't even usually pick up on this. Sometimes a girl will reply, oh, but you didn't ask me.
Girls are so attracted to guys who ignore their questions, who just don't care about what they have to say.
Secret number 3, which I'm sure that most guys are never going to use because you need a level of confidence for this. Most guys are pussies, honestly. It's probably you. I'm not going to lie. It probably is you, right? Just probably is. But if you weren't a pussy, and if you really wanted to get this girl, you wouldn't allow her to burn the conversation to the ground. And she doesn't really mean to do this. When a girl takes an interest in you and asks you questions, that's a good sign. But most guys take that good sign and they ruin it by answering her question, and then the conversation just dies out. The best thing you can do when she asks you a question that's going to lead to a boring part of the conversation is to ignore it completely. Ignore it completely. Send a message as if you've not even seen that. Straight away when she sent you some boring ass fucking question, you reply with the secret number 2, like a quick statement, accusation, like a little playful thing. Like, hey, how are you? I bet you're watching Step Brother porn right now. Just
how does this have 1 million views? Like, are the comments positive? Yeah, they're all, like, no one in the comments is like, hey, dude, that's actually really fucking weird. Like, all of your suggestions are terrible and we'll just get you blocked instantly.
Because it's literally, she's gonna remember you so much more than the fucking dweeb who replies, yeah, I'm good, how are you? Honestly, you want the best secret for getting girls. Secret number 4, bonus secret. Just make her emotionally invested in you.
Just manipulate people. Just like, don't care about them. Don't actually care about them as human beings. Don't love them. Just emotionally manipulate them.
Whatever it takes to make her think about you the most. Most guys, most girls will never be able to tell you this. Even the guys who do this themselves don't even know what they're doing. I'm telling you right now, there's one secret way, one absolute way to make a girl obsessed with you. Just make her think about you all the time. Most guys are too pussy for this, and they'll only...
Yeah, a good way to make someone think about you all the time is to talk to them a lot, to see them a lot. You know, like genuinely form a connection with them. That works pretty fucking well, man.
want her to think about them in the positive sense. The real chads, the real fuckboys, the real players, the guys who get so many girls because they're just fucking good at navigating women, they know for a fact it's not just about her thinking positive things in her mind. It's about making her angry, making her upset, making her emotional, making her excited. Every spectrum of the emotion. For guys, for us to like a girl, it's only one spectrum. It's just like attraction. It's just liking them. For a girl to like us, it's this whole spectrum of like the more emotions, excitement, horror, anxiety, stress, happiness, all these ones. Literally, there's hundreds of emotions. The more that you can tap into, the more that she's going to be into you. Most guys are going to be too afraid to do this. They're going to struggle with girls for the rest of their lives. But if you can just somewhat agree with this message and just try it next time, obviously don't get put in jail or anything, but just remember this concept of, okay, you want to hit the spectrum of emotions. You'll realize the truth behind attracting girls is so simple. It's just that we as men have been trying to attract girls.
So basically, the actual substance of his advice here is to just like immediately make yourself seem like a fucking like maladjusted weirdo and ignore everything that the other person is saying to you and don't care about their feelings at all or forming any sort of genuine connection with them whatsoever. Just try to manipulate them into sex basically and nothing else. Okay, great advice, dude.
In the way that we would be attracted to a girl, which is okay, like we've got to like them. For a girl to be attracted to you and actually want to fuck you, it's not even about just attraction, it's just about emotional investments. This is why the guy, like the chads, drive women insane, crazy. This is why you often see girls complain and get angry about the guy that they're fucking. They're fucking them and they're not even thinking positively about them. And so here's you, the one-dimensional chump.
I mean, people often complain about people who they like, you're right? And the reason why they complain about the person who they like is because they fucking like them, right? They think about them a fucking lot. It's normal. It's normal that when you spend a lot of time with someone, you know, you really like them, that, you know, you notice things about them that you don't particularly like maybe, or you feel like anxious or like, you know, a bit insecure about something about them, about, you know, maybe if they like you or not, even though it's usually fucking obvious that they do. It's kind of fucking, like, it's not that like it's an epic, you know, it's an epic Chad who treats her badly or anything like that. It's that it's fucking normal to, like, you know, talk to your friends, for example, about, you know, even someone who you love in a way that might not be particularly flattering, because, you know, no one's fucking perfect. There's no such thing as like a perfect relationship or anything.
Just trying to make her happy. You hit one little part of the emotional circle. That's the one overpowered, absolutely overpowered, like something I've just told you there. Most guys are not going to use it, but maybe if you do, your life is going to change forever.
This is the sort of thing that sounds good to people without really much life experience. That's all that I can really think about. Or people who are like really socially unaware. Like, it's just not very good. Obviously, it's not very good. That's a fucking understatement. The first video was not very good. It had its okay moments, but that last one was awful. Every single piece of advice that he got you is that he gave to people is detrimental. Like, you know, he had like these phrases like 1, 2, 3, and he told you like some like vague thing that you should do, but his actual explanation for what you should do to like in his mind achieve what the bullet points were laying out was fucking bizarre, and just a way to like alienate people, if anything, not to actually make people like you or anything like that, which is, I assume, is what he was going for actually. So yeah, that's a joke.